I am Dr. Vikram Bali, Professor and Head Department of Computer Science and Engineering, JSS Academy of Technical Education, Noida. The topic which we will discuss today is known as Chomsky classification. Chomsky classification, and this topic belongs to the subject theory of automata and formal languages. So, this first slide gives us the introduction of Chomsky classification. Basically, this Chomsky classification is based on the different rules or the productions which are there in a grammar. We can see that in the first line it is written as a grammar can be classified based on production rules. So, the term which needs to be highlighted is production rules, right. So, the classification of Chomsky was based on these production rules. So, he has defined the production rules for each different set of grammar. Now, what are the different types of grammar? First, let us see them, right. So, Chomsky has defined 4 different types of grammar: type 3, type 2, type 1, type 0. So, these are the 4 different types of grammar which has been defined by Chomsky. Okay. Type 3 grammar is also known as regular grammar. Now, what is a regular grammar? A regular grammar is a grammar which is used by regular languages or by regular expressions. Okay. The second category we have type 2 grammar, which is also known as context free grammar, and in some of the books you will find it as written CFG. CFG, context free grammar. Now, what is a context free grammar? Context free grammar is a grammar which is used by context free languages. Next category we have a type 1 category, which is also known as context sensitive grammar. Context sensitive grammar. In some of the books it is written as CSG. CSG, context sensitive grammar. The fourth category is type 0, which is known as unrestricted grammar. Unrestricted grammar, right. If I repeat all the 4 grammar, right, the first category is regular grammar, and in short it is written as RG. The second category is context free grammar, it is written as CFG is the common name which you will frequently find in your books. The third is the context sensitive grammar, CSG, and the fourth one is the unrestricted grammar, which is sometimes written as UG, right. So, these are the 4 types of grammar which has been defined by Chomsky, and the difference between all these 4 types of grammar is based on the production rules, Now, we have this next slide, and in this slide you can see that we have summarized the complete Chomsky classification of the 4 types of grammar which we have just studied in the previous slide, right. And this summarization has been done basically on 3 parameters. If you see in the slide, the first parameter is based on the language. It means the language which is recognized by the particular type of grammar. The first parameter is the language. First parameter is the language. The second parameter is the grammar. The second parameter is the grammar, and the third parameter is the machine which is used to recognize the particular type of grammar, right. The third classification, the third parameter, it is based on the machine, and in this last column you can see the examples of the languages which belong to that particular type of grammar. That can be seen in the last column. Okay. So, now what I will do is I will take each type of grammar one by one, and we will try to learn about them, right. So, if we take up the first row, I am talking of, if we take up this first row, right, we have the type 3 grammar, type 3 grammar, and the language of this type 3 grammar is known as regular language. Type 3 grammar belongs to regular language, right. What is a regular language? A regular language is a language which can be recognized by what is a regular language? A regular language is a language which can be explained with the help of a regular expression or with the help of a finite state machine, right. A regular language is a language which can be explained with the help of a regular expression or with the help of a finite state machine, right. And the grammar for this type 3 language is known as a regular grammar. Okay. Type 3, the language is regular language, and the grammar is known as a regular grammar, and the machine which is used to recognize this type 3 language is known as finite automata, is known as finite state machine or finite automata. And we know that we have got two types of finite state machine. Number one, first category, we have a DFA, which stands for deterministic finite automata. The second category is NFA, which stands for non-deterministic finite automata, right. So, for this type 3 grammar, we have finite state machine as the machine to recognize the language, and in the last column you can see that this is a regular expression, right, A star B star, right. So, the example of this type 3 is A star B star is a regular language which belongs to type 3. Now, I will take the second category, type 2 grammar. Okay. So, the type 2 grammar, the language for type 2 grammar is known as context free language. It is known as context free language. In short, I have already told you, in some of the books it is written as CFG, context free language, and the grammar for type 2 is context free grammar, and the machine which is used to recognize this context free language or type 2 grammar is known as push down automata, is known as push down automata, and in some of the books it is written as PDA. PDA stands for push down automata, and it belongs to type 2 category. So, push down automata is the machine, is the tool which is used to recognize the type 2 grammar. and this, the example of this push down automata is a to the n, b to the n. A to the n, b to the n is the example which is used to recognize, which belongs to type 2 grammar. Next, I will take the third category, which is type 1 grammar, and the language is known as the decidable language, and the grammar which is used for type 1, this grammar is context sensitive grammar. In short, it is written as CSG, context sensitive grammar, and the machine which is used to recognize this type 1 grammar is linear bounded automata, and in short, in some of the books it is written as LBA. LBA means linear bounded automata. Basically, a linear bounded automata is a, we can say that a special type of a Turing machine in which the input is bounded by two end markers. So, when we put the input on a tape, right, in case of linearly bounded automata, the tape has got markers at both the ends. So, the input is put on that particular tape and it is bounded, it is closed, it is marked by those two end markers. So, this is known as a linearly bounded automata, and this is the example a to the n, b to the n, c to the n, which belongs to type 1. Now, at last, at the bottom row we can see that we have type 0, which is computable language, and the grammar is unrestricted grammar. It means, if I say that unrestricted grammar, it means that there is no restriction on the productions. Unrestricted means there is no restriction, right. And in broad sense, in some of the books we divide these languages into two categories. One is a restricted grammar, second is a unrestricted grammar. So, we can say that type 2, type 3, type 1 belongs to restricted grammar. Restricted grammar, because we have some restrictions on the production rules for these three types, right. We can say that they belongs to restricted grammar RG, because we have got some restrictions, some rules, some enforcements are there on the rules on the production for these three category, but this belongs to unrestricted grammar. It means that there is no restriction or very limited restriction is there, and the machine which is used to recognize this type 0 is known as a Turing machine, and in short we write it as TM, Turing machines. And the language, the example for this Turing machine is n factorial, right. So, this is the slide which gives us a comparison of all the four types of grammar, their languages, the machines which are used to recognize them, and the example. Now, in this slide we will go into the deep details of the type 3 and the type 2 grammar, right. We can see that a grammar is called type 3 or regular grammar if all the productions, production means the rules through which we can generate the words, through which we can make the language, right. A grammar is called type 3 or regular grammar. Type 3 is also known as a regular grammar. We have seen this in the previous slide, right. In this slide we have seen that type 3 is known as a regular grammar, type 3 regular grammar, we have seen this. So, a grammar is called type 3 or regular grammar if all its production are of the form. Now, these are the rules, right, the production rules, right. A can be converted into epsilon, or A can be converted into small a. Now, this A is a non-terminal, this capital A is known as a non-terminal, or it is known as a variable. A can be converted into epsilon or A can be converted into small a. This small a is known as a terminal, right. So, if I talk of this one production, right, this in one production I have got two sides. This is the left hand side, this is the right hand side, right. A which is a non-terminal or a variable can be converted into epsilon. A can be converted into small a which is a terminal, or A can be converted into A B, or A can be converted into B A, right, where A belongs to the input alphabet sigma and A B belongs to V. V is the variable, or in some of the books we call it as a non-terminal also. So, V is a variable, or in some of the books we call it as a non-terminal, right. So, this is the production rules for the type 3 grammar or the regular grammar. Now, let us go to type 2 grammar. We have seen that type 2 grammar is also known as context free grammar, CFG. We have seen this in the previous slide, context free grammar, and the productions are of the form. This is the production of the form A can be converted into alpha, A can be converted into alpha, and alpha belongs to epsilon or V union T plus, right. Alpha belongs to epsilon. So, alpha we can have on the right hand side, we can have a epsilon, or we can have V variable union terminals, right, for the right hand side over here, right. So, right hand side. So, the basic point which we need to take care in this thing is that on the left hand side, this side we can have only one non-terminal, right. So, in type 2 grammar on the left hand side we can have only one non-terminal, right. Right hand side we can have epsilon, or we can have any combinations of terminals and non-terminal. So, this is the rule for type 2 grammar. Now, in this slide we have studied the rules for type 3 grammar, and then we studied the rule for type 2 grammar. So, we have covered two types in the detail. Now, let us move to the next slide. Yes. Now, in this slide we have two examples, right. So, the first example is of type 3 grammar, right. So, this is the first example. So, in this example we have got one production which says that S can be converted into A B. This is of type 3. In the second example, it is of type 2 grammar, in which we have got three productions. So, production number 1 says that S can be converted into A B, right. So, this S can be converted into A B. S means that we have to start from here. S is a non-terminal, capital S is a non-terminal, capital S is a variable. We can call it as a non-terminal, we can call it as a variable. In some of the books you find it written as a variable, in some of the books you will find it written as a non-terminal, right. So, but we need to remember one thing, that non-terminals or variables are always represented by capital letters. Non-terminals or variables are always represented by capital letters. Terminals are always represented by small letters. This we have to remember all the time. So, the first production says that S can be converted into capital A B, A can be further converted into small a, B can be converted into small b. So, in this example we have got three production rules are given. This is rule number 1, this is rule number 2, this is rule number 3, right. So, this grammar, this example belongs to category of type 2. Next, in this slide we will cover the remaining two categories of grammar, right. The first category is type 1 and the second category in this slide is type 0. So, if we look at on the first point, a grammar is called type 1 or context sensitive grammar if all the productions are of the form alpha into beta, where alpha and beta belongs to V union T. It means variable union terminal plus, right, and length of beta should be more greater than or equal to length of alpha. Length of beta should be greater than equal to length of alpha. It means that the length of beta should be equal to length of alpha, or it can be greater, but it cannot be less than, right. So, these are the 2 points, or these are the 2 rules which we need to follow whenever we are designing the grammar which belongs to type 1. These are the 2 rules that we have to follow, right. Here also we have written the number of symbols on the left hand side must not here we see that it is written that the number of symbols on the left hand side must not exceed the number of symbols on the right hand side, right. It means the number of symbols on the left hand side must not exceed the number of symbols on the right hand side, right. So, the length cannot exceed. A grammar is called type 0 or unrestricted grammar when production can be written without any restrictions. A grammar is called type 0 or unrestricted grammar when the production can be written without any restriction. Yes. So, there is no restriction. If there is a production of the form alpha into beta, then the length of alpha can be more than the length of beta, right. So, in this category type 0, the restriction of the length is also not there, right. The restriction of the length is also not there. So, that is the reason it is known as unrestricted grammar. So, all the previous 3 were known as a restricted grammar. This is known as a unrestricted grammar. Now, these are the 2 examples for type 1 and type 0. So, in the first example, it is of type 1, right. S can be converted into AB, AB can be converted into ABC, right. Here you can see that earlier in the previous examples on the left hand side we got only 1 variables or 1 non-terminal, but in this production, second production number 2, we have got 2 variables, 2 non-terminals. B can be converted into small b. Now, this is the example for type 0. Here you can see that there is no restriction, right. The left hand side, the length of the left hand side is 3 and the length of the right hand side is 2, right. SAB is converted into BA, right. This is what I was talking of, right. There is no restriction. Length of left hand side is 3, length of right hand side is 2. A can be converted into S. A and S are variables, small a, small b are terminal, right. So, there is no restriction. This is the example of type 0. Chomsky hierarchy, this is again the summary of this, right. Type 1 grammar is also type 2 grammar, type 2 grammar is also a type 1 grammar, type 3 grammar is also a type 2 grammar, right. So, I will just cover this in the next slide and this thing will be explained, right. So, in this slide, right, we can see that at the bottom, right, at the core we have a regular grammar or a regular language, then we have context free, next level we have a context sensitive, then we have a decidable language, then we have a Turing acceptable language, then we have a non-Turing acceptable language, right. So, in this slide we can see all the different 4 categories of grammar, right. So, basically this regular grammar is a subset of context free grammar. This context free and regular is a further subset of context sensitive, right, which is clearly visible through this diagram. Now, this is a very interesting slide, right. Now, in this slide we have got the grammar on one side and the machines or the automatas which are used to recognize those grammars. So, if we start at the bottom level, if we start at the core, we have a regular language, and the machine which is used to recognize the regular language is finite automata. At the next level, we have the context free grammar, and the machine which is used to recognize this context free is the push down automata. The next level, we have the context sensitive grammar, and the machine which is used to recognize this context sensitive is linear bounded automata. And then we have recursively unremovable grammars, and the machine which is used to recognize this recursively unremovable grammar is Turing machine, right. So, this is a very beautiful slide, right. In this slide we have got grammar at one side and the machines which are used to recognize them on the other side. Thank you. This is all for today.